marketers only. How professional was that?
I know.
With me,
Did you
Mark.
notice something about my video, Mark?
Sorry, that was
In
Siri
terms
again.
of like the room that I'm in, I do this on purpose. You know, there is a reason why I set up my screen this way,
So
and
you're
like
trying to your head.
exactly. And I've got light in this. Oh, sorry, in that side, and
Yeah.
you know, lights coming from that side, and
You want me to turn my lights on?
and what have you got? You've got like a white, you know,
Window side, and I haven't turned the light on that side.
exactly.
Tim.
You're a bit pale today. Have you just blown the
There you go.
fuse?
Look. Ta-da. No, I'm not pale. Look at my lovely tan. Anyway, hello, Tim. How are you?
Not too bad. It's been a couple of weeks.
There was me trying to do a professional intro and take this a little bit more professionally, and we ruined it within 5 seconds.
Taking it to the next level, man.
Yeah, and we've got absolutely nothing to talk about. Well, we didn't until 5 seconds ago. We thought we'll bluff it, but we haven't got an idea. With 3 seconds ago, we got an idea.
So I'll start off with my announcement.
Yeah.
I've cancelled my Clickfunnels account.
If you told me that I got some music lined up for that, well done, mate. Finally, hallelujah.
Yeah, no, it just got to the point where I was like, okay, so all of the projects that I had working through Clickfunnels, I've either stopped doing the projects or I've moved them to something else, namely the membership software, which I can never remember the name of that we use. What's it called?
Which one? Wishlist?
No, the other one.
LearnDash?
No, the course software thing that. That's it. That's the one.
Oh yeah, Thinkific. Yeah, Thinkific.
So
awesome.
I used Thinkific for all the other stuff that I didn't do, and I was like, do you know what? I can get rid of Clickfunnels now. So that saved me $300 a year, a month. Sorry, which is about $3,500 a year. Saved a bunch of money because I got rid of Drip as well, which is was about another $50 a month. What else did I get rid of? I got rid of about half a dozen tools the other day, and I think I've saved myself around about $700 a month. So it's one of those January, spring cleaning kind of New Year things.
You don't have to sell.
Well, here's the thought process behind it. It's like, well, I've now got about $1,000 more to spend every month on ads, because I've got an ad campaign that's working very, very well at the moment, and now it's just trying to maximize that by chucking as much money into it as I humanly possibly can.
Yeah.
So, which is something else we're going to talk about in a minute. But you next.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of either on ClickFunnels, I was sat in a bar last night with some long-term friends of ours having a few beers and some wine, and his wife, hi Kelly, said to me, "You do marketing, don't you, Mark?" I went, "Yeah." She said, "Right, okay. So I'm doing some training courses. What else do I need apart from ClickFunnels?" And there, the next 2 hours disappeared. Don't worry, I put her in the right direction. I was actually going to buy it sort of over the weekend. No, don't buy ClickFunnels. You don't need it. Right. Anyway,
it's amazing that the marketing machine behind ClickFunnels makes you think, and which is a credit to ClickFunnels for doing such a great job. Going, well, it does everything I want it to do, and it's just $300 a month, and I don't need to spend any money on anything else. And it's like, for those that know and have been around for a while, it's kind of like, okay, well, there are other ways to skin that cat. But ClickFunnels does an amazing job of marketing that particular product and that outcome, and that storyline of saying you don't need anything else, you just need ClickFunnels. So good on them to a certain degree for that.
Yeah, exactly. Their marketing is brilliant, which you can't knock them for. But I've said this loads of times. When you go into their Facebook group, and the first post you see, which was an actual genuine post, I've just bought 297 ClickFunnels account. What do I need to do now? I mean, that is A, great marketing, but B, depressing as hell. Go on, knock back that Lean Greens, Tim.
Sponsor for today is
Lean Greens. So yeah, right. So what I'm going to talk about the general trend for this show today is like what we've learned in January and how things have changed in January. Okay, because everybody can get off to a hell of a good start at the beginning of January. It's carrying it through to February. Okay, so one of the things I've been working on this month is finishing off the repurposing course. So I've finally, like as with everything, I finish it, then go away, have a bath, and go, well, hang on a minute, that's a brilliant idea. Let me test that, and then I'll put it back into the latest course I've done. So I was going through that the other day, and it triggered a load of thoughts, a thought process. I don't know how. And it was basically, you're retargeting, repurposing. So you're sending out content. And if you look over that shoulder, you can see the Venn diagram of truth, as I call it. It's got 3 things on it. It's got 1, build a list, 2, retarget, and 3,
because you can't read it.
distribute great content. Okay, or distribute content. So that's where repurposing comes in. Now, where all, like in the Venn diagram of those 3, where they all interlink, that is what you're after. That is the bit that will take your business from a normal online business to next level type stuff. So if you can get the intersection of all 3, your content, your retargeting, and then the building your list at the same time, then you're perfect. Even where 2 of them intersect, you've got a business there. Okay, so even if you could try and get send some content out and retarget. So anyway, that triggered some more thoughts, and I'm still recording videos for Big Income Small List version 4. So I thought to myself, okay, so we talked about this last year, whereby you add your retargeting tracking to your pages. So your active campaign or your convert box or convert kit or your drip have tracking codes, just like Facebook, and you add them on the page. How can you best make use of them? Right. So in the repurposing course, I've got this thing about link tracking or link retargeting, whereby you apply your retargeting links to your retargeting pixels to your links rather than landing page. When you bring all that, I know this didn't make sense, but it will do.
No.
I can tell by your vacant expression. When you bring all that together, you have something incredibly powerful. So, for example, this week I sent out an email all about the repurposing course, which is I finished it. So I said it's finished at the weekend on February 1st. I'm increasing the price. Get it now, and I put a link in there. That link triggered an automation. Anybody click that link, triggered an automation. Okay, that automation stopped every other email in any sequence going out to people. The only 2 emails, they then got 2 emails in the following days. The first one was everything about the repurposing course. They hadn't purchased it. If they had purchased it, they just went back to their normal stuff. But if they hadn't purchased it, they got an email. A day later, if they still hadn't purchased it, they got a second email. And then they went back to normal. And that has actually had a pretty good effect, because I've sold several copies of the repurposing course that I probably wouldn't have sold before. So it's the point I'm trying to get to is when you bring all 3 of these together, you've got a list, but you're retargeting to the places you're sending people to, which most people don't do. They'll retarget cold traffic. They won't actually retarget their best customers and the people most likely to buy. And interesting things start to happen. So that's really one of the things that I've learned. I haven't learned it, I've known this. I've been teaching this for actually implement it and break it down into the simplest way. When you do that, that's when you make it really simple, you can implement it. If you keep it really high level and confusing, like Clickfunnels, you really you struggle to implement it because it's too difficult.
I think the point which might be interesting for people is getting across those again, it's the basic marketing principles of media market message that Not So Late Dan Kennedy goes on and on and on and on about. And this is kind of like an online version of that to a certain degree. It's like you really, if you have control over your audience, basically your list, and you know what they're clicking on and what they're interested in, you can create much more highly targeted, relevant marketing to those particular people, i.e. the email sequence that they go into and the offer that they're actually being put in front of them. To relate that to kind of some of the e-commerce stuff that I've been doing of late, is like we have a lot of customers, not as many as people imagine that we have, but we've got a lot of, in my opinion, we've got a lot of customers, and we have other products other than lean greens. We have things like our turmeric capsules, and we have things like our fish oils and our whey protein. And it's amazing actually how many of our customers don't realize we do something other than lean greens. So one of the first things I do now, if I've got a particular offer page that I want to test, I'll test it on our existing customers. If I want to create a new ad campaign on Facebook to a new offer, to a new product or a different product, it's our existing customers that I'll go to first to test the creative, because if they don't like it, if they don't click on it, then it's highly likely a cold audience won't click and like it either. So it's a way of maximizing lifetime value of your end customer, but it's also about testing new offers, testing new products on your existing audience to see whether it flies or not. And that's you don't need to kind of like start from zero with stuff. Certainly with going back to Mark's repurposing course, it's like, sell it to people who are already existing customers, previous customers of ours that would be interested in that kind of thing. And that's that's the strength of understanding your audience and understanding just some basic principles of how to reach the people, the lowest hanging fruit for your products. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we've said week after week, marketing is easy. When you break it down and just do the absolute basics to start with, and then build it up from there, marketing is so easy.
I think that one of the things that I suppose to kind of carry on the sort of thread with what's been working this January for us is again going back to those basic principles of there's only 3 ways of getting more revenue out of your business, and that's like more customers, more purchases, or higher cost per purchase, or higher value of purchase. Those are the only 3 ways of increasing any business. And if you break it down into those simple terms, so it's either new customers, high frequency, or higher value. That's and you break down your marketing efforts into those things, it makes the game a lot easier. So the example I just gave you about it's not a new product, but it's a new offer that we created for our turmeric product. And it's like, okay, well, the easiest way to test this is increasing the lifetime value. Or trying to increase the lifetime value, i.e. targeting our existing customers with a new product. So that's essentially all we've done. We've taken one of the 3 pillars of increasing your business and applied that to the offer that we've got. The next thing for us to do is then go, okay, let's get new customers and target them to the turmeric offer. And then the next part of that, and the ultimate part, is for us to get somebody to buy more often from us. So one of the other things that we've been doing a lot of, certainly in January, is I've been rejigging our second time customer sequence, so email sequence. So when somebody buys for the second time, we have an email sequence of around about 10 emails that basically thanks them for becoming a repeat customer, introduces them to some of our other products, but more importantly gives them an offer on our subscription program. It's the whole purpose about a second time email sequence is about increasing frequency. How can we get them to buy more often? And that's the purpose of that whole sequence. So
you can set your business up to target everybody, right, with like the shotgun approach. Or you can set your business up to target the people who are most likely to buy, which takes a lot less effort once it's set up, and it can run on autopilot. That's what you should be doing. Yeah.
No, we're having our best month ever for lean greens, and we're super proud of that, because it's been a lot of work to kind of build up what we've done over the last year or so. But the reason why it's happened, if I look at it from that sort of 10,000-foot view, is that we've gone back to those basic principles of what increases the value or increases your revenue as a business. And it's like focusing just purely on those three things. Forget about all of the fancy, clever marketing strategies and whiz bang like tools that are out there and all this kind of thing. It's basically comes back down to those three things. And very much what Mark's been talking about with the retargeting aspect, content and an email list. It's going back to those basic principles and applying what you already know. So yeah, there's no need to kind of like complicate it. People kind of like there's been a lot of chatter actually recently. There's another subject which I was going to talk about. A lot of chatter about how third-party tracking pixels will stop basically be firing on a lot of browsers. So like Chrome
or for Chrome.
Well, the thing is like it's been happening for years anyway. I look at, say for example, Facebook. I've been running a lot of Facebook ads this month, spending a lot of money, and I look at the number of conversions that it tells me that it's created for me. Then I look at the overall number of new customers, and I know that pretty much all my marketing budget is either Facebook or Google at the moment. So I know across the board how many new customers I've acquired, and I know that it's either come from Facebook or Google. Most likely it's come from Facebook, because that's where 90% of the spend is at the moment. And yet I've got twice as many new customers as what's been reported on Facebook. So the reporting, the pixel firing, all those kind of things, it has been broken for a long time, and it's not perfect. And it will continue to get less perfect as browsers, Chrome browsers, more mobile like browsing of stuff happens. It's just going to get worse and worse, the attribution model. So basically suck it up, boys and girls. Go back to the basics of understanding, okay, well, I'm spending, say for example, I spend £1,000 this month on ads, and I've acquired 100 customers. That's cost me £10 per customer acquisition. That's about as close as you're going to get. You can't attributing those sales directly to Facebook or to a particular Google ads, although Google's always going to track it very, very well. Or whether you're doing email marketing or Bing or whatever other marketing strategy you have, tracking that's just going to get harder and harder and harder. So I certainly recommend looking at it from a global scale rather than going, okay, well, Facebook tells me X, X return on ad spend, X like cost per acquisition, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have to kind of almost ignore those numbers going forward. You're going to have to take those with a pinch of salt, which we have been anyway for years, but it's just going to get worse. So don't panic. People are going on about like, retargeting is going to be dead and blah, 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 and all this kind of thing. It's like, well, actually, no, there'll still be a way of retargeting. Facebook, for example, knows when somebody clicks on a link.
And as we've been saying for the last few weeks, you can put your own pixel on your own links.
Yes, exactly.
You're controlling the cookies there.
Yeah.
Not the browser. So from your page, people clicking through, so when they click that link, you've then captured them and you can then retarget them, which is why we've been focusing so much on this link retargeting. It's
interesting from an e-commerce perspective. The data that's going into Facebook, whilst the tracking is all over the shop, it's interesting. I see a lot more conversions, because I get all the conversion data fired back to Facebook somehow, there's kind of like almost a gap between somebody clicking a link and them actually buying. It's like the bit in the middle that Facebook can't really control because it's dealt with on a browser level. So it misses the sort of like the pixel firing on your website, but because the conversion fires back to Facebook, it's actually still registering the conversion, which is quite fascinating. It means that we won't be able to do so much granular stuff based upon the page that they visit and stuff like that. But ultimately, Facebook and Google want to control the data flow. So if they can control the data flow, they control the money. That's where it comes down to. So, Chrome saying, oh, yes, we're going to get rid of third-party cookies and third-party pixels firing and all this kind of stuff. They are still going to protect their own interests with Google Ads. Google Ads will still be able to track. They will find another way of doing it because that's their business model. That's how they make all their money. So,
yeah, good point by Ian there. FB Mobile, their browser, so they know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the interesting thing was people go, oh yeah, but Chrome's not tracking it. It's like, well, if you're on a Facebook on your mobile, it's like, do you think you go to a browser? No. You go to Facebook's version of the browser on your website. So then they still know everything you're doing anyway. So it's not Chrome, it's not Firefox or Apple, whatever. It's what is Apple's one's called? I don't know, Safari. That's it. But no, it's Facebook's version of the browser, so they know.
Yeah. Question there from Vlad: do we have our own retargeting course? Yes, we do. Retargeting 101. I'm just checking if I've moved it across to the new one. I haven't moved it across to the new site yet, but we do cover it in every course we do because it's so important. So dig into any of the courses and you'll find some retargeting in there. But I will check and see if I can move it across. If it's all good, I'll move it across. If not, I'll just record a new course. That's the way we roll.
So what else you got new this month? What else have you learned?
So this is, I've just created a banner for this. Here you go. What's the goal? What the message? This is forget ClickFunnels. This is how you build a funnel, right? You can use any tool you want. You can use 2 pieces of paper in the news agent's window if you want, right? to build, you can, and then one card with a phone number on it. That is a funnel, right? So, what's the goal of your funnel? Okay, what are you trying to do? Don't be wishy-washy and go, well, I want to make some sales and maybe want to get some leads. No, the goal of your funnel is to do what? Now, I want to make some sales of this product. I want to make more sales of this product. I want to get more subscribers. Okay, so be firm on your goal. Okay, what will trigger, right? What message do you want to give people to achieve that goal? Okay, so the goal will be, I want to get more leads. The message will be, join the foundation where we show you everything you need to know about marketing in a friendly environment, whatever. Okay, so that's the message. What will trigger that goal? Okay, when somebody lands on an article and reads 30% of the article and doesn't sign up, then that will trigger the message. Okay, then we'll put that message in front of them. How you do it is up to you. It can be a slide in, it can be an email if they're already on your email list. It can be so many ways. And that's literally what's generated these sales this week, me applying what we've already known for years. But just say, okay, what was the goal? The goal was to make sales of the repurposing course. What was the message? It's way more than a repurposing course. It's got a content engine in it. It's got it's got the sort of retargeting system in it. It's got the content creation system in it. So it's more than just a retargeting course. Okay, that was the message. And what will trigger the message? Anybody who went to that page. So all I did was set up a little simple automation that triggered whenever that happened. That put, I think, 30 people through it this week. And I've had about 5 signups. Right. So that works. That's what's 1/6 of the people who saw the message achieved the goal, and that's signups I would never have got. It's not life changing, but it's proof of concept. It works, and it's something I could set up in half an hour, and it's just going to run on from now for forever. So I can do that every month. Now that's another income stream from an automation. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you haven't yet got the repurposing course, because it's way more than a repurposing course, SMOlikes.com/repo. The price goes up tomorrow because it officially comes out of launch tomorrow. And it's not SMO Lickies, it's SMO Likes.
I thought it was Smolickies.
Smolickies, yeah. Okay. Remember, Smolickies/repo.
What's Smoley? Smoley Kiss.
No, it's one of the, isn't it one of the characters from The Hobbit or something?
I've never watched it.
I've
read the book.
It's a book.
Oh yeah. Read the book.
Oh, you millennial, you.
You.
Tim sounded like a right millennial.
Oh dear. The only other thing I was going to talk about briefly, and I've talked about this quite a lot before, but I think it's kind of been highlighted more and more this month than previous months, is my strategy for commenting and responding to comments on Facebook ads. And on December 26th, I set off a new set of ad campaigns, which have absolutely crushed it this month, which has been amazing. But one of the things I kind of did is I committed even more to answering every single comment. One of the things I have done, which is, I don't know whether it's a kind of like a bit of a black hat, grey hat, I'm not quite sure, but it's having more things that stop certain messages, certain comments appearing. So what you can do on your Facebook page is you can go into the settings and you can set banned words. And what I've done is I've been a lot more aggressive about which words will hide a comment. So previously, one of the things I've talked about is like you put in the word http : / or https or www or something like that. Basically, it stops anybody from linking out from your comments. So people go, oh, don't buy this, go buy this product from Amazon kind of thing, and they link it. We automatically hide that. I automatically hide anything with any profanity in it. And I've now got to the point where I'm sorry?
Which is quite ironic from you.
Which is, yeah, it's freaking awful, isn't it? No, it's so I've actually got to the point where I've banned so many different words that half the comments are actually hidden. But what I've been doing more of is I've found that when some people comment on our stuff, is that there's certain comments which come up that at first they come across as quite spiky, as in you think that it's been aggressive, they're not interested in your stuff, and like, you know, they're looking for a reason why not to buy your thing.
Yeah.
This is the kind of the mindset switch I've had with it, is that it's actually a lot of people's aggressive comments are, they like the sound of it, but they're looking for a reason not to buy it. And it's so what I've started doing is I've actually been making very, very long responses. So I've been replying in a very long form to their question. So it's like, oh, I bet this has got loads of carbs in it, dude. And I'm like, yes, actually, it does have a lot of carbs in it, for, you know, it's vegetables after all, and blah, 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 blah. And it goes on and on and on. And they go, oh, thanks for the really detailed response, dude. Thanks very much for that. I'll take a look at the product. Actually, I don't care whether they buy or not. Actually, the most important thing is what other people see on the comments, and how I respond to comments is actually more interesting and more impactful for how the ad works, how well the ad works. Because if people are complaining, going, this is a pile of shit, this tastes like dog crap, blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's got way too many carbs, blah, blah, blah. If I ignore them, then it looks like the business owner or like the brand is kind of almost admitting, yes, it tastes like crap. Yes, it's got too much carbs in it. Yes, it's got XYZ in it, blah, 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 blah. But if I respond to every single one of them, people go, well, actually, this person's standing up for his product, standing behind all of what he's saying. And it's actually quite incredible. The amount of people who send me a message going, private message going, I saw you respond to this guy who obviously just was being a bit of a dick, but I'm going to buy your product because you answered it so brilliantly. So when it comes to comments on your Facebook ads, I don't know how many people are doing Facebook ads at the moment, but genuinely reply to everybody. Obviously, if they're being a complete and utter arsehole, then yes, delete them, ban them, all that kind of stuff. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. But it's set my Facebook ads on fire in terms of like the click-through rate and the audience that is reaching and all that kind of stuff. It's really made such a big difference this year, certainly this month. So do not ever, don't ever like ignore the comments that are up there. And yeah, you can hide the really, really shitty ones. So yeah, don't really worry about it, but it's good stuff.
One of the things I noticed this week, there was an advert that Jason Hornum did. Okay. And the very first comment was somebody just writing the price of the product. Right. And so one of the things you'd add to your exclusion list is the price of your product. So then,
do you know what? The amount of people who say to me, £45 for a tub of bloody vegetables. Just, make your own juices, blah, 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 blah. I love those comments because it gives me an opportunity to go, yeah, we didn't price it so that everybody could buy it. Because it's like, it's not for everybody. It gives me an opportunity to go, if you're looking for a budget product, we are not the product for you. If you're looking for something that is high quality and works, that's it. And it just gives me an opportunity to kind of like almost segment my audience even more of people who are going, well, this person's standing behind his product and the price. He doesn't care that people are like exposing the price. And it's like people are going, oh yeah, it'd be cheaper to, somebody said to me, somebody put a comment, oh, it'd be cheaper and healthier to get some vegetables and stick it into a blender. And I was like, I'm not disputing you on either count, dude. That's all I said. And it's like, people expect me to go very protective. And it's like, no, yeah, you're probably right. Vegetables in their natural original form is the gold standard. However, not everybody has the time or has the inclination to create a juice. And it's like simple stuff like that, simple responses. And it's like, stand behind your product, stand behind your pricing. Because it doesn't matter how cheap you make it. Here's the reality. I've been on the Facebook pages for companies like bulk powders and protein, whatever, My Protein, who are the budget like products on the marketplace. And people are complaining about spending 10 quid on a tub of something.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter how cheap you make it. People are always going to go, 10 quid for that. What a waste of money. It's like, we're going to complain anyway. So it really doesn't matter how cheap or expensive you make it. People are going to complain about the price. So just stand behind what you have.
Yeah, stand for your products. We've got a good question here, and it will lead to a good discussion. Any additional tips on getting out switchy links in front of more people if you don't already have an audience? Yes, we actually covered this in the foundation. One of the questions, someone asked it. I think Randall asked it, so I covered it there. However, this is what I do. I will use the links in posts, and then I will just run a $1 a day account ad campaign on those links. Okay, so make your post, put your switchy link in, find your broad audience, and just run $1 or $2 a day, and that you'll start to find a much bigger audience. And if they click through, you're there. Then they're now on a list for you. As you continue retarget them. I just use $1 a day for seven. Anybody who's done anything for the last 7 days, I was actually in there yesterday, cleaning it out and getting it all ready so that there's new pages that I've created now triggering the hot 7 audience. So if you check out the $1 a day ad course in the SMO All Access bundle, you'll find it in there.
I think it's a really simple, easy strategy to grow your audience. And one of the things that we've talked about before with running like campaigns on Facebook, which a lot of people hate me for, or say that I'm wrong, speaking to ad agencies, and they tell me that I'm wrong for running like campaigns. But what it gives me an opportunity to do, and exactly the same as Vlad is asking about, is that if you create content and put content onto different social media channels, whether it's Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you put your post up there with your switchy link, what it does is, as long as you create the text of the description of the post correctly, that you are not being too cryptic, you're being really obvious about who you're calling out to, you can basically create a good list of people who are interested in your stuff. So I've talked about my example before with Lean Greens, is like for my like campaign is very simply struggle to make your daily veg, like Lean Greens to get tips and tricks on how to reduce cravings and control appetite, something like that. And what it does is, it basically, if somebody doesn't struggle to make their daily veg, then they're not going to like Lean Greens. I don't want them to. I don't want them to come anywhere near us. If they don't struggle with cravings or appetite control, and then again, they're not going to like us. We don't care. So what I'm trying to do with those particular posts, and you can do it with whatever industry that you're in, is that you call out, you're racking the shotgun, you're calling out to your audience, the type of people that you want to talk to. You are trying to encourage the right people to click your link, so that when it comes to the retargeting campaign that Mark's talking about, the $1 a day retargeting campaign, they become a lot more effective because it's a lot better audience. It's no point kind of like going, it's the old SEO thing of making your web page rank for Britney Spears, where all of your actual landing page is all about, I don't know, Clickfunnels. That's the ridiculous thing, is like people go, oh yeah, I want to get the biggest audience possible. It's like, actually no, you want the best targeted audience.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with Instagram. The influencers on Instagram grew their audiences with a shotgun approach. They just got everybody to follow them.
Yes.
Now when they're trying to actually convert people into buying stuff, that's why people with 2 million followers can't sell 5 t-shirts, because it's the wrong audience.
Yeah, because if your audience is all that they care about is looking at your boobs, then really that's the reason why they're following you. Obviously my boobs are not that impressive, so I don't get very many followers. But if people are following you for the wrong reasons, there's no point having that audience. You might as well delete them. Honestly, delete them.
Honestly, I'd much rather have an audience of 100 people who wanted to hear what I said, than have 10,000 who were I don't care. The other thing you can do is places like Twitter. Now, Twitter has hashtags, so as people go in and search for hashtags. So I basically have a search set up on Hootsuite for hashtag content marketing. So if I see something interesting with a hashtag content marketing, I'll click through. If the person's interesting, I will follow them. Okay, they're now getting the links out. The sort of switchy links are now going out there. My traffic, when I checked it 2 days ago, had grown 30% this month. Okay, it was starting from quite a low base. We were basically starting this from scratch again. But 30% growth on December is, for me, I'm pretty happy with it. If I can maintain that next month, and this month, I mean, I've not published as much as I wanted to publish because I've been finishing off that damn repo course.
I think it's interesting. Like we you know, the problem that a lot of marketing has had is clickbait. Okay, clickbait has destroyed.
You won't believe what Tim's going to tell you.
Clickbait, you will not believe. It's like that one weird trick too. But that's the thing. It's like clickbait has destroyed a lot of marketing for people. It's created way too big an audience and an untargeted audience because they've used a clickbaity title. People have got people following them for the wrong reasons because they've got a clickbait title. It's actually one of the things which I thought was quite interesting. There's a bit of a trend going on YouTube of reaction videos. So it's like videos of people watching other people's videos and reacting to them. So it's kind of like YouTube arbitrage reactionary stuff. And it's a really weird sort of approach to sort of growing your audience. It's like, so you're saying that you want to build a list of people who are interested in watching you watch somebody else's video. Yeah. And it's like, well, what value does that have other than just raw entertainment of like watching somebody, oh my God, I never believed that he just did that. Oh, on video, it really, what purpose does it have? So you'll see a lot of that, and people, I'm sure somebody will come up with a, you know, YouTube video arbitrage, ninja extreme 2000 course for $1,997, basically showing you how to make money from YouTube by doing reaction videos to somebody else's videos. And it's marketing incest. It's marketing at its absolute worst. Don't get drawn into that nonsense. So, you know, create an audience for the right people who are likely to buy your stuff. That's about as basic. Comes back to the basic principles that we've been talking about. It's like we want to attract the right people to our stuff, not the biggest audience possible.
Yeah, no, that's about it. Anything else?
No, I think we've bashed that one over the head. Yeah. I say interesting. I think it's interesting stuff, and it's like it's a mix between like some of the basic principles of marketing, which we keep on going on about, some of the nuts and bolts of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully, this sort of stuff is of interest. We've got 2 guests kind of lined up in the next couple of weeks. We might be doing one of the Facebook Friday Live things on a Thursday afternoon. Which is a bit sort of
it'd be Thursday evening, wouldn't it?
It'd be Thursday evening, yeah, probably sort of 4:30, 5:30 time in the UK kind of thing. So
I'm US.
we're basically going to be talking to somebody from the US. Another live that we want to do is we're going to get somebody on who is reasonably well known in our community, and we're going to try and do some copy critiques. So if you've got a piece of copy, an email or a landing page or a sales page or a product lander, you know, product page, if you're in e-commerce, and you want it critiqued by somebody who really, really gets this copy stuff, you know, let us know. We'd love to use your product as an example, rather than it just being all about our stuff all the time. So that's going to come up in the next couple of weeks. But Mark will probably put something on the Facebook group.
I'll put a link
Link
post in the pro group,
yes.
And they can people put the links in if they want, or message us.
Yeah.
And then our surprise guest, can check them out in there, and then pick the ones he wants to go through.
Yeah, that'd be a plan. Cool.
Right. So before we go, are you ready for this? Dun, 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 dun. Come and join our free group. Join SMO. Was it Joe Insmo? joeinsmo.com/free. Join smo.com/free.
Yeah.
Anything you like, if you found anything even remotely interesting, come and join. Ask questions. We're there to answer questions. We talk like this pretty much all the time. This is just us. This is what we do. I look at marketing. I go, oh, that's way too difficult for me. And I just break it down into the most basic things. That I tell people, like, do this, do this, do this. Tim takes marketing and makes it really complicated and makes loads of money. No, Tim just implements the basics, and yeah, It works for us. It can work for you.
Yep.
And that's it. Join the foundation. We call it the foundation. I don't know why.
So we just have to finish with a tearful farewell to
Europe.
Europe. It's like, unfortunately, there's going to be, we're going to have like a border down the middle of this screen of between.
Well, you're in Scotland, and Scotland don't want to leave. I'm in Spain and trying to get my Irish passport. So, right. So
what's going to happen to Gibraltar? That's my question.
No, wait. More importantly, I'm going to go off on a rant now. BBC News yesterday lunchtime, right? Interviewed some people living in France, right? How Brexit was going to affect them. The two people they interviewed said, "Oh yes, we voted to leave." I'm going up to the door and I'm going to have a word with them. Exactly. And then he justified it. I'm getting really angry now. I can feel it welling up. He justified it by saying, "Oh no, leaving is going to be good for some people, but we decided that it wasn't the right thing for us, so we moved to Europe." After you idiots.
Hey, and there you go. That's what's happening to the UK with.
Yeah.
Dear. So yes, there'll be a board in the middle of this screen next week between Mark and I, because and we'll need to have like.
You won't be. I'm going to get a little European flag on the top right-hand corner here somewhere.
There'll be a customs border between the two of us. So yeah.
Can we filling out loads of paperwork before you ask me a question?
Well, we'll have to
check people who are sensible.
Actually, I did write an email this week. Did you see the? Sorry, we were meant to finish this call about 5 minutes ago. I wrote an email to our list on.
This is what happens after we finish. We just go and chat about this for hours.
No, I wrote an email. I don't know where you saw. There was an article about the merchandise that the Conservative Party, the government, have created. So they've created tea towels and mugs and pins and stuff like that. So I wrote an email which was called where is it? Here we go. I'm gonna read it out. It's very quick, so I won't keep you any longer than you need to, unless my email's now not working. Oh, there we go. View campaign. So it was the subject of the email was I got greens done. So I'm thinking of following our government's lead and to create some lean greens merch. I found a supplier in France that can create some amazing mugs, t-shirts, and most importantly, a tea towel. We'll emblazon my bald head on it with Lean Greens logo and a slogan, "I got my greens done." What do you think? Good idea? Or just rubbing the noses of those that struggle to get their 5 a day in every day? Approximately 71% of the UK adult population. That's a majority, right? Unfortunately, the prices might be a tad higher than expected because of trade tariffs, of course. And then basically going on to my pitch. But the amount of really great comments I got responses to that were just superb.
That is okay. We're going to go on slightly. We'll probably do this definitely on another show. But I've said it time and time again. When you write an email, find something topical and write your email around it. You can write the first part of your email. The first 3 or 4 paragraphs can be absolutely anything you want. The bottom paragraphs just got to be your call to action. And then the middle paragraphs transition from whatever you've written above to below. You can do it any way you want. It can be one little line. Now, you might not believe this, but when we did that, the following happened. You just transition. Just find some way of blending or blurring the lines between the call to action and whatever idiotic thing you're talking about. Honestly, react to it.
I say I got a fantastic open rate on the email. I've got to do the resend today, but it's one of those, and it created about 700 quid's worth of sales as well at the same time, all for just having a bit of a laugh about blooming tea towels and merchandise. Incredible. The marketing doesn't. You don't have to be serious all the time. My audience appreciate the humor, because I know that the majority of them are actually like people who want to stay.
I don't think I know. I do. I know one person, right, in my close circle of friends who voted leave. But he needed for business reasons. He's an accountant. He's got a lot of offshore. He does offshore banking and stuff like that. The only reason he did it because it stops him getting stuffed by EU rules.
I think I met him actually.
Yeah.
You'll
remember him.
Yes. What a dick.
Yeah. But
anyway, that's enough for today. Thanks very much for being on our last live as European partners. Next week will be separate entities, and
we'll have our own rules to go by.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'll have a different set of rules to mark for once.
Yeah, you'll be lax, and I'm going to have to make sure I stick to all the rules, and you just do whatever you want.
Do whatever I want anyway. Right. Anyway, that's enough for today.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, though, Tim, you won't have any food.
That's true.
You'll be starving.
No. I've got next week. I've got 4,000 tubs of lean greens arriving, so I'm set.
Perfect. So you'll have no camembert though. The brie will be gone.
Smelly cheese. Yeah.
Bye.